So, Glenn, first off, you don't see a lot of vehicles on the road looking the way this one does. I've heard the name Rat Rod thrown around a little bit. Could you help our audience understand what that aesthetic is and what made you decide to go that direction here?
Okay, well, there are a lot of definitions of rat rod, and not everyone agrees on what a rat rod is. But my definition, as I understand it, is that a rat rod is something you've built together out of odds and ends and parts from your backyard that you've done yourself, and it goes against the conventional image of a hot rod or a classic vehicle, because you don't worry about shiny paint, but you do worry about what's underneath the skin. You make sure it's safe and roadworthy, I guess, and usually with better performance than the original, and you make it your own. You make it unique, and you add your own personal touch to it.
You don't dive into a project like this without some previous experience. However, Glenn's career more than prepared him to tackle it.
My background is I used to be an industrial arts teacher. I've been retired for 9 years. I taught at Nielberg Composite School for 22 years, and then 8 years up in Lloyd here, and then a year again at Nielberg after I retired. And taught industrial arts most of those years, and including welding, mechanics, woodworking, photography, drafting, construction. And I've always been kind of a gearhead. This has been my passion, and once I retired, I decided, okay, now I'm going to build a project for myself. I've painted lots of cars for other people. I used to have an auto body shop at one point in my life, and painted cars for quite a few years. In the summertime when I was teaching, my summer occupation was auto body, and so I decided I've done enough shiny vehicles, and I've done enough vehicles for other people. I'm going to build something for myself that I'm going to have fun with, and that's how this came to be.
A project car is never truly finished, but this one might be close.
No, it's basically done. This is paint, and this is the original paint, 74 years old, and the original patina on it, and that's the way it's going to stay. It's not going to get clear coated, not going to get painted. It's just going to stay like this. It's kind of like me. It's a little bit older, and there might be the odd wrinkle, but every wrinkle and mark tells a story. This doesn't just live in a garage and come out every weekend, right? You're actually driving this. Yes, well, I've driven it probably, this is my third summer on the road with it, since I got it together and roadworthy, and I've put on, without looking at the odometer, I'm going to say 27,000 kilometers in 3 summers. My goodness. So, including a 4,000 kilometer trip out to Vancouver Island and back this past June.
Do you mind if we hop in and go for a quick tootle?
Sure.
Let's do it.
That's what it's built for.
Couple of fellows from the club.
Yep.
Well, that was an amazing ride. If you have an amazing ride, then you'd like to share your story, get in contact with us. For Primetime Local News, I'm Ian Tidswell.